Ever pondered how our home planet Earth stacks up against its planetary neighbor, Mars? Let's embark on a cosmic journey, comparing the third rock from the Sun, our beloved Earth, with the fourth, Mars, often referred to as the red planet. These two celestial bodies, while sharing the same solar neighborhood, are remarkably different in many aspects. Our home, Earth, is the only known planet to support life, thanks to its hospitable environment. It's a water world, with over 70% of its surface covered by oceans. Its atmosphere is a life-sustaining mixture of oxygen, nitrogen, and a smidgen of other gases. Earth is also the largest of the four terrestrial planets, boasting a diameter of approximately 7,918 miles. On the other hand, Mars, named after the Roman god of war, is a barren land with a thin and mostly carbon dioxide atmosphere. It's about half the diameter of Earth, with a size akin to the land surface of our planet. Mars is known for its reddish appearance, which is due to iron oxide, commonly known as rust, on its surface. Mars and Earth are neighbors in the solar system, with Venus and Mercury closer to the Sun and Jupiter out past Mars. They both have a similar tilt on their axis, which means Mars experiences seasons just like Earth. However, a year on Mars lasts nearly 2 Earth years, because Mars takes a longer time to orbit the Sun. The origins of their names are also worth noting. Earth comes from the Old English word eartha, which means ground or soil. It's the only planet in our solar system not named after a mythological figure. Mars, on the other hand, got its name from the Roman god of war due to its blood-red hue, signifying conflict and strife. As we delve deeper into the contrasting features of these two planets, prepare to be amazed. First, let's compare the physical characteristics of Earth and Mars. Earth, our blue planet teeming with life, and Mars, the red planet, a desolate world that has been the subject of human fascination for centuries. When we look at these two celestial bodies, we see a stark contrast, but also some uncanny similarities. Starting with the planetary surfaces, Earth and Mars are as different as night and day. Earth is predominantly covered in water, with vast oceans and seas that make up around 70% of its surface. On the other hand, Mars is a dry, barren world, with a surface reminiscent of a desolate desert. Its red color is due to the iron oxide, or rust, that coats its surface, a stark contrast to the blue and green hues of our home planet. However, both planets share the presence of mountains, valleys, and even the largest volcanoes in the solar system. Olympus Mons on Mars stands taller than any mountain on Earth, reminding us of the immense geological forces at work on both worlds. Next, let's talk about the atmospheres. Earth's atmosphere is thick and life-sustaining, composed primarily of nitrogen and oxygen. It's this atmosphere that gives us our weather, our blue skies, and the air we breathe. In contrast, Mars has a thin, sparse atmosphere, mostly carbon dioxide, with traces of nitrogen and argon. The thin atmosphere on Mars means that it has little weather and cannot support human life as we know it. Now, onto the presence of water. Earth is abundant with water, a fundamental necessity for life as we understand it. Mars, however, is not so lucky. Although it has polar ice caps made of water and carbon dioxide, similar to Earth's poles, liquid water is not stable on its surface due to low atmospheric pressure. While they might seem worlds apart, Earth and Mars share some striking similarities. Despite these differences, the study of Mars allows us to appreciate the unique conditions that have allowed life to flourish on Earth and fuels our curiosity about the potential for life elsewhere in the universe. Now, imagine weighing only 38% of your Earth weight. Welcome to Mars. Our blue planet Earth and the red planet Mars may be neighbors in our solar system, but when it comes to gravity, they're worlds apart. The force of gravity on Mars is just 38% of what we experience on Earth. This means that if you weigh 100 pounds here, you'd weigh only 38 pounds on Mars. Now, you might think that sounds pretty amazing, right? Who wouldn't want to feel lighter, to be able to jump higher, or even to carry heavy loads with ease? But as with most things in life, there's a catch. Mars' lower gravity has significant implications. For starters, it's one of the reasons Mars has such a thin atmosphere. The red planet's weak gravity isn't strong enough to hold on to a substantial atmosphere like Earth's. This lack of a dense atmosphere makes conditions on Mars harsh, with extremely low temperatures and high levels of radiation reaching the surface. But what about the effects on us, humans? Well, prolonged exposure to reduced gravity environments can have serious impacts on human health. Our bodies are designed for Earth's gravity. Remove that, and things start to go a little haywire. For instance, in a low-gravity environment, our muscles and bones can weaken over time, a condition known as space osteoporosis. Without the constant pull of gravity, the heart doesn't have to work as hard, which can lead to decreased muscle mass and cardiovascular health. Even our eyes can be affected, with research suggesting that decreased gravity can lead to vision problems. So, while the idea of being lighter may sound appealing, the reality is that adapting to life on Mars would present significant challenges. It's not just about whether we could get to Mars, it's about whether we could live there. So, if you're considering a diet, maybe a trip to Mars is all you need. Next, let's take a look at the weather forecast for Mars. Spoiler alert, bring a jacket. On Mars, the weather forecast is fairly predictable, yet extreme. It's cold, very cold. Think of the coldest winter day you've ever experienced on Earth, then imagine it being even colder. Mars' average temperature hovers around a frosty -80 degrees Fahrenheit. That's colder than Antarctica on its chilliest day. And while we're on the topic of cold, let's not forget Mars's polar ice caps, made from carbon dioxide, also known as dry ice. The same stuff we use on Earth for fog effects at rock concerts. Imagine that. A planet with ice caps made from the same stuff used to make theatrical smoke. Then there are the dust storms. These aren't your typical gusts of wind. These storms can cover the entire planet and last for months. Imagine being in a sandstorm that lasts for half a year. Not exactly picnic weather, is it? But it's not all doom and gloom. Mars has its mild days too, with temperatures in the summer occasionally reaching a balmy 70 degrees Fahrenheit at the equator. But don't pack your swimsuits just yet. Once the sun sets, temperatures can plummet to a frigid -100 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, let's compare this to Earth, our home, blessed with a life-supporting climate. Earth's atmosphere is a cozy blanket, trapping the sun's heat and making life as we know it possible. We have a range of climates, from the frosty poles to the sweltering equator. But even our extremes are mild compared to Mars. On Earth, we complain about weather all the time, but our worst weather doesn't hold a candle to an average day on Mars. Our storms end, our temperature swings are survivable, and our atmosphere protects us from harmful solar radiation. So, if you're not a fan of extreme weather, Earth remains your best bet. Finally, let's address the burning question. Could life exist on Mars? This is a question that has intrigued humanity for centuries, and while we may not have a definitive answer yet, there are promising indications that suggest it's a possibility. Mars, often referred to as Earth's sibling, shares several key features with our planet. The most tantalizing of these is the presence of water ice. Yes, you heard that right. Water ice is found in the polar ice caps of Mars, just like here on Earth. And where there's water, there's the potential for life. In the past, Mars may have even boasted flowing water. Rovers, like Curiosity, have captured images of what appear to be ancient riverbeds and lake basins, suggesting a time when Mars might have been a lot more like Earth than it is now. But don't pack your bags for a Martian holiday just yet. The conditions on Mars are harsh, to say the least. Its thin atmosphere offers little protection from the sun's radiation, and temperatures can plummet to -80 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, here on Earth, life thrives in even the most extreme conditions. From the deepest ocean trenches to the highest mountain peaks, life has found a way. This is largely due to our planet's thick atmosphere, which not only protects us from harmful radiation, but also helps to maintain a relatively stable, life-friendly climate. So, what about life on Mars? Well, the jury is still out, but scientists are optimistic. Ongoing missions like NASA's Mars 2020 and the European Space Agency's ExoMars are actively seeking signs of past or present life on the red planet. While Earth teems with life, Mars continues to hold its secrets, challenging us to keep exploring. As we continue to push the boundaries of our knowledge and technology, who knows what we might discover next? The search for life beyond Earth is more than just a scientific endeavor. It's a testament to our inherent curiosity and our unending quest to understand our place in the universe. So there you have it, a head-to-head comparison of Earth and Mars. We explored their size, their atmospheres, and their potential to support life. We've delved into Earth's abundant water, contrasted with Mars's icy poles and dry valleys. We've discussed Earth's teeming biodiversity against Mars's barren landscapes. We've considered the challenges and possibilities of human colonization on Mars. Whether you're Team Earth or Team Mars, one thing's for certain: the universe is a fascinating place, full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled.